Empty your cup so that it may be filled. Become devoid to gain totality. Bruce Lee.
You have to let it all go, Neo. Fear, doubt, and disbelief. Free your mind.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
What if he makes it?
No one's ever made the first jump.
I know. But what if he does?
He won't.
Good evening, everyone. And yes, no one makes the first jump. I like that part. There's so much in the Matrix that just fits, doesn't it? It just makes sense. So I'll probably be copyright strike for that. So a lot of the stuff that I'll end up doing probably in the future is I'll pop a video saying, hey, this is where my video is going to be. And I won't really do it on YouTube. There will be a time when that's going to happen. Okay, now let's go ahead and just relax for a little bit. You know, everything, it's just going to be me talking for a bit. Everything is about really relearning everything, researching. I mean, everything's been told to you. Everything's been told to you, so you don't have to go looking for anything. You go, hey, you know, I'd like to go and explore this. Oh, psh, it's already been explored. You're not gonna find nothing there. You go, oh, really? I'd love to go explore the moon. Oh, psh, we've been to the moon. There's nothing in the moon. You're never gonna go there. Oh, okay. I'd like to go to Mars. Oh, you can't go to Mars. We're not ready to go to Mars. Sorry, this is my bear claw. It's just when things are fuzzy. And then they'll be like, you know, what you can do is maybe you can make something where you can go to Mars, you know, go to school, study, learn, be further indoctrinated into the system. And there you go. They got you. And then eventually you're going to find out, man, this whole system is messed up. All the people in authority keep lying. It's like, eventually you're going to find out that they lie. And then you'll be like, well, if they lied once, have they lied before? And then you're going to go looking and you're going to be like, oh, crap. They've lied almost every time. It's like they can't control themselves. They have to keep lying. And then you're going to keep finding other people who have never lied. I'm sorry, never lied. There are people who will have lied. There are people who will sell out. People who will make the worst decision I guess they can make. And then that's it. No one's going to believe them again. And then once it's out that they've passed that line, hopefully there are people out there that call it and tell other people, hey, before you go on trusting that guy or gal, you might want to look into this. But of course, you also have to watch out because there's going to be agents everywhere. They're going to say, hey, you better look into this guy. This guy's shady as fuck. And then you see no name. You see no videos. You see no face. It's like, why would you trust that person? Anonymous. It could be anybody. It's an agent. It's trying to mislead you. And you're going to encounter that a lot as you go down this path. This path is lonely. This path is great when you find others that are in it. And then this path is crazy because there are so many that don't want you saying or doing what you want to do. Don't you know, I gotta put that part up in Serenity, the movie. I like Firefly. And Serenity, gosh, it's not Preacher. Is it Preacher? I forget his name. I mean, they call him something like that, but he goes, you know, they'll sidle up to you and smile. And that is true. Some of them, they'll be like, hey, we're buddies, right? We're good friends. You'll listen to me, you know, blah, blah, blah. And this stuff is like, hey, can you spend your time on this? Can you spend your time on this? Distractions. It might be good. And then you'll notice, oh, a week, a month, maybe even a year goes by. Nothing happens. Nothing always happens because, I mean, if you can't figure out and see the stuff right in front of your eyes, how are you going to figure out anything else? And then you're going to come to the mindset that, hey, these people, they're not saying what they should be saying. They haven't figured out what's in front of their eyes. So how do we know that they're going to be right about stuff that, you know, that goes a little bit deeper? So you'll get to that part. And but for me, it's always been about being a skeptic but open-minded, right? You're never going to learn anything if your head is full of stuff that you won't toss out. You're going to be biased. You can't go into a situation learning something from someone else or even on your own if you're already biased about the information that's being provided, the knowledge that's being shared. So I always say empty your cup. And there's a big philosophy about that, because basically imagine the information that you have and someone's you've got your own information, you got your own cup of tea, it's full, and you want to learn something else, and someone else has got something that you want to learn, and they've got their own cup full of tea. Like, oh, you know, you can have as much knowledge that I give to you, and this is the tea. And so you start pouring into your cup, you're not going to hold any of that because there's just no room. You have to empty your cup, and most people will not ever empty their cup. They're gonna be like, no, this knowledge is important. I have this knowledge, and I don't need any more knowledge. This is it. This is as much as I care to have. But the thing is, when you empty your cup, you still have that knowledge. You're just accepting new knowledge, and then you realize that your cup has expanded. That water didn't leave; it just transformed into the cup that you own. So yeah, you're gonna have to empty your cup. You're also gonna have to unlearn what you've learned. So much in life that's been told to you, and you're gonna have to unlearn it. You're gonna have to think definitely outside the circle, outside the square, outside the box. Whatever they put you in, it's a prison. It is a prison. You have to free your mind. That's hard to do. Most people don't want to do it because it's, again, anyone wants to be a conspiracy theorist, anyone wants to be a flat earther, anyone wants to be basically known as crazy to just majority of the people of the world. But then you realize the ones that are crazy are the ones who like being enslaved and trapped within their own mind. It's like, wow, you haven't even made the attempt. And then maybe some people are afraid of failure because you're going to fail. You're going to fail a lot. You're going to get a lot wrong. But you know what? You're not going to get it right until you get it wrong. Nobody gets around on the first try. Nobody. If it was that easy, we wouldn't be in the situation. I was listening to Marty Leeds today. He had a live stream up. It's good stuff as usual. And he was talking about Ryan Adams, how he was accused of well, there's clearly evidence that he goes out looking for young girls to send him like nudies and stuff like that, underage girls. But he likes Ryan Adams in his songs and his music, and you know what? That's everywhere. It's hard to dissociate with something that's been created by someone who does wrong or someone who does evil. But that's another interesting thing, and that's why I call this series there are two sides to every plane. I would say there are two sides to every coin, but I want to use a coin. I want to use a plane. You take a sheet of paper. Here we go. Jeez, I've just got a mess of papers. What it is. All right, you got a piece of paper, right? I view it one way. It's pretty simple. There's one side. There's another side. There's two sides to a plane. So if it is a flat Earth, we live on the plane which everyone assumes, and pretty much is pretty easy. We see it. It points upwards towards the sky. And then you've got the other side. What does the other side point to? Just think of the ground. What's underneath the ground? More earth. I always wonder, is there a the underside, does it have its own sun, its own moon? I don't know. It'd be great to find out. And do they ever think, hey, is there another side to this? You know, it's just that's why, you know, you hear all those, you know, mirror world, mirrors, upside down world, as above, so below. Not just the macrocosm and the microcosm. There's the mirroring, and that's pretty prevalent in occult stuff too. Yeah, and you're gonna go into the occult. I've been down that. Oh, the cult. That's some fun stuff, but you don't want to get stuck there. There's more out there, and you'll get it wrong. I got it wrong, because we're still trying to find out. I mean, we have a hint who the enemy is, who the evil ones are. We just haven't seen them yet. We haven't met them. Maybe we have. Maybe it's just so open, but our minds are, you know, maybe we need special sunglasses like in They Live to see them and spot them out. As far as, you know, our day to day, we might be able to figure that out just from just mainstream media and those that are on television and mainstream especially, and very, very popular. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I was gearing towards something. This is why I should take notes when I talk. But yeah, okay, back to Ryan Adams and stuff. Like those that create things and they are not good, but they create something that sounds good or feels good. Should we dissociate ourselves with that? For example, I'm going to show you a clip. Okay. And let me know what you think. Yeah, in the comments or if you're on chat. Okay, you ready?
Games are part of Hollywood. Games actually make more money than movies at this point, which is why I went that route, because I could see how big these things were getting, how interactive. And I knew that, well, for one thing, they're more fun to work on than a movie. I spent about 3 days just doing the fire for one movie, and I was bored out of my mind. Just putting, you know, torches and fires and all that. Oh, so boring. Then you do body falls, and then you do this, and it's so boring to do movies. But games, you have this sort of empty palette, you know, with sounds that have never been heard before, and so that's kind of like it's an empty piece of art that you get to create, you know. So I was really good at monsters, and I was really good at blood and gore and all that stuff. When you are hearing these monsters or these zombies or whatever it is that you're hearing, some scream, some roar, some screech, like in the Alien movies, right? What are you actually hearing? I want you to think about this for a minute. All of you, what are you hearing? What are you hearing when you hear these roar? Why would an animal roar? Why would an animal screech? You see, what we do, or what I used to do, when we wanted to go and get sounds, for instance, a gorilla makes an incredible roar for a dragon, right? Or a tiger or a lion. a bear, right? So we have all this big catalog of screams and roars and what but what do we have to do to get that? Do we go out in nature and just hope that the bear does that? No, we go to a zoo or some animal holding place for the pound for dogs, etc. And in order to get those sounds, you have to poke and prod and torture these animals. You're hearing the absolute suffering and pain of these animals. You're hearing the a captive animal who is being tortured essentially to get the sound. I'll give you an example. When you want a really good high pitched screech that you would put to the Alien movies, for instance, you would go and record pigs getting castrated. They don't give them any kind of Novocaine or anything to numb their pain. They just snip, snip. And do not. There's no empathy whatsoever towards these beautiful, beautiful creatures. They cause them pain, and we're there with our boom mics to record, on our shotgun mics to record that pain. And you get these in terms of my art that I used to participate in, you get these perfect, wonderful screams that can be applied to these monsters that you're hearing in these video games. But what you're really hearing is the suffering, the pain, the absolute anguish of these beautiful creatures who are held captive and tortured. Now, to me, that is enough to stop playing video games. That is enough to say I can't do this and I can't participate in this horror anymore. Now I know, because I'm hyper empathetic, that most people probably would not take that position, but for me that's enough. That is the crisis of conscience. That is enough for me to know that, now for you to know that you can't ignore it anymore, and that when you hear those screams, next time you play that game or hear or watch that movie, you're hearing pain, you're hearing suffering, and it's giving you pleasure. That's disgusting.
You tell me that all the time is.
So that's Clint Richardson. Why quit the industry? You can go ahead and watch and listen to the entire interview that they have with him. Really good information. Something you don't think about, but it happens. And yeah, so I don't know, there's a reason why they do it. For me, I don't know quite yet why. I think other people might know. But they mix in the bad with the good. Especially with something that has to do with positive reinforcement. Whatever it is that you get some joy out of, they're gonna put some stuff that you don't know, that in order for you to enjoy it, they're gonna have things associated with it where there was pain and suffering. You get the kicks out of it, I don't know, but that's typically how it's done. And look at the pretty bad ingredients that they put in vaccinations. They didn't need to put in all that bad stuff in vaccinations, but they put them in anyway. I'm pretty sure vaccinations by themselves do what they're supposed to do, and they probably just figured out, hey, let's just add in some of this stuff. It's not good for them, but hey, they need it. It's something that people need. Since it's something that people need, they're gonna have to get it. And then, but then, just add in some poison. It's like, they're gonna take it anyway. Let's just start using this stuff. That's what they do. That's what they do. And it's the same thing with the air, the water, the food that we eat, everything. You name it, they've put their taint in it. This this world. A lot of us see the beauty in this world, and it is beautiful, and there are beautiful parts of nature. But we've put the taint on it as well. The taint of what they have left us. We're perpetuating that taint everywhere, and most people are okay with it. They don't have to be the first ones to do it. They don't have to do things firsthand. They let other people do it. They'll understand it, and they go, well, at least it's not me. I don't know if that's part of the brainwashing, or if that's part of the hypnotism, or if that's just part of people just don't want to think about it and just remain, just disassociate themselves from it. Maybe some people are right. Just don't partake in it. And I mean, if we all didn't partake in it, everything would be much better. We wouldn't have any of the problems that we have in this world, which we're perpetuating. We're doing with our own tainted mind and our own tainted actions. And some of it some people go along with it. They're fine with it. You know, I can't do without it. They think they can't do without it. They choose not to. They choose not to. It's a choice. You're not forced to it. They realize, you know, some things we can force people into, but there's some things that we just rather allow them to make their own choice than think that they are making their own choice. But really, again, they have plenty of methods. They've been doing this for thousands of years, if not even more. They've probably been doing it for much more. And I'm starting to revisit. I'm starting to relearn whether, you know, the forced slavery, what that was about. Because I feel like they didn't really need to do that. All they need is make people's lives comfortable, but comfortable enough where they won't rise up. But also make sure that they spend so much time that they don't rise up either as well. So there are two factors. You don't want people to have enough time on their hands to figure out what's going on, and you don't want to make people too uncomfortable where they're going to rise up with pitchforks and come down to and say, hey, it's these people's fault. These guys are the leaders. They failed. They keep saying and they keep lying and they keep failing. You know, sometimes something just has to happen. And I think that's where a lot of wars actually happened. But who knows? I wasn't there. I just have to read accounts from what other people say. And I'm a little too late. I mean, maybe I could have been a scholar when I was like in my teens and read all the history books from all the old bookstores where they're published by themselves or in a very small printing press or some university, and it was way back in the earlier centuries. But now we just find what they have left. Maybe there are people that have some of these accounts and they can share them. But it's tough. It's tough to find good information. Most we can do right now is do your own research. Once you've found something tangible that you go, aha, I think I know this. I think I'm on the right path to finding out the truth. You go online, you look for people who came to the same conclusion, whether it's the same methods, the same information that you had, or different ones are much better, because then you can compare notes. It's like, oh, I didn't know about this, or maybe they didn't know about something. And you're going to have to find people who you can trust and rely on. A lot of the times you know their name, you see their face, and they upload videos. They don't deviate. They haven't taken advantage of other people. They haven't lied. They haven't sold out. And if you do enough research on your own, you're going to find out. You're going to figure it out. You're going to find out and know who they are. And I don't want any gatekeepers. You don't want anyone saying, hey, that's why I think a lot of people don't like to badmouth people. I don't like to badmouth people. I just like to tell people the actions or what they might have said that doesn't add up, or when they're wrong about something, where I know within my own research that that doesn't hold up anymore. But it's also hard because there's a lot of information that people put out years after years, and people change. People's research, they figured out, hey, I was on the wrong path about this. I was going through this stuff, and you know what? Here, this is what it is now. I finally got it. I was wrong all those other years, but then you also don't want to take down those videos because it shows you the breadcrumbs of how you got to that conclusion, or I wouldn't say it's conclusive. You're always doing more research to find out more, and whether something else that you're going down, they align in some way or another. So that's why there's, just like two sides to every plane. You've got you're woke first, and then you realize, oh, wait a second, I'm not really woke. There's more stuff out there that I don't know, and there's some things that some people are saying, and it jives with me, but I'm not quite there yet. It's just like when you watch a movie the first time. You're there to enjoy it. You want to like really be immersed into it. And then the second time you watch it, you kind of notice the nuances, instead of looking at where the camera's pointing at, you're kind of looking in the background, you're kind of looking the side. You see a couple of different things that you didn't see the first time you watched it. Then you go back and you watch it a third time, and this time you're looking at Easter eggs. Like, oh, look at that Easter egg, that's referencing something else. Or, oh, look at that, that's what that, look, I didn't read the newspaper or all the words in the newspaper, but I looked at it and look at the headline. It says this. And you're looking at all this little stuff, and you look, oh my goodness, that person's wearing that. I didn't catch it the first 2 times I saw it. You're going to keep watching it and spotting new things, and then you're going to be kind of, you reach the real woke part, and then you realize the symbolism, the symbology, the story, how it coincides with mythology, or it coincides with a certain narrative, and you realize, holy crap, this movie has more than one meaning. He could go with one the main exoteric interpretation of it, and that's what everyone else sees and enjoys, and then you go, oh man, look at the symbology, look at the things that you do see, and what they say and how they say it, and it's just totally different movie. It's like, wow, it's a totally different movie. Same movie, totally different. That's the esoteric. And Stanley Kubrick was great at that. He's got some crazy where the meaning or the plot can be totally different than the one that was shown after you saw it the first couple of times, and then you watch it again, keeping all that stuff in mind that you've learned. It's like, wow, okay, what's he's trying to tell us something. Do we agree? I mean, okay, so you look into it and it's like, okay, got it, figured it out. Everyone else is like, just a movie. It's like, what, you really believe that stuff in that movie? That is called fantasy, or they'll put in science fiction. That's science fiction. It's a movie. But yeah, at the end, everything that you've realized is inverted and perverted and upside down. And that, I think when we catch all that, we realize that they made changes in the past, and and it doesn't quite. They haven't quite seamed up all the loose ends. And sometimes I wonder, they're watching and they figure out, hey, these people over here, they figured it out. This person over here, they kind of figured it out. We've got a little hole in our little logic here. So I mean, everything is pretty much a black box. If you know anything about the information technical industry, especially with testing, basically what you're testing is, oh, I've got a guest. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta make sure don't get their voice on here, or the number. Zoom meeting. So you're gonna see me do that. Nash, Agent Nash. Can you hear me? Yeah, first time Nash has been on to just talk about what's actually on topic. Wow. But yeah, I think the first part of everything is just unlearning what you've learned. All the baggage, all the stuff that's not needed, and then a lot of people just would rather keep that. They'd rather keep all that information that they've gathered. They figured, if I get rid of this knowledge, I'll lose it. No, you don't lose it. You don't lose that knowledge at all. You gain more knowledge by emptying your cup and learning. But then you realize that, you've got, eventually the tea settles down. You're going to have the actual mix, the solution, the tea, the good tea that doesn't have any of the dregs in it. All the dregs, all the stuff that you don't want, the trash, the garbage, that goes to the bottom. You pour that teacup into another teacup and if there's the filter out all the bad stuff. You got good information, you got good knowledge, and you go on from there. You realize that all the trash, the garbage within that first teacup is really making things taste pretty nasty. Wasn't doing you any good with that tea. I don't know. You want to say anything, Nash? Pretty quiet.
Oh, I was just calling in to keep you company, bro. What are dregs, and who defines dregs? Like, where's the what is a drag? Like, where's the line crossed that now you've become a drag?
I guess you determine that for yourself. No one's gonna. I mean, one man's trash and another man's treasure. You remember hearing that saying?
I certainly do.
Mm-hmm. Some people like the extra stuff in their tea. They don't want a fine filter. They actually like some of those parts of the tea, leaves, I guess, or tea parts. But yeah, it's really up to people's own thing. I mean, people need to really set their own path. I mean, once you follow someone else's path, it's just another form of enslavement, mind control. You're giving yourself to someone else, your own thoughts, your own actions. You're letting someone else dictate it. The whole follow the herd mentality or follow the leader mentality. Everyone needs to be their own leader. Everyone has to step out on their own sometimes, make their own decisions. And we're seeing less and less of that. Okay.
I would say so. I mean, we can go back to the opium wars. I'm sure a lot of Chinese were like, what is this? They were innocent people, and all of a sudden, this was like, put on them like it was, it was good, it was okay. And
Yeah.
that's kind of like, how the mainstream media is. they're a drug.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they pick charismatic and somewhat good-looking people, I guess. At least what most might find okay. The way that they talk, their mannerisms, comedians are especially highly.
Well, at least comedians, tell the truth a little bit. There's no comedy unless there's truth in there.
Mhm.
The media has no truth. There's nothing funny about the media. They lie. To me, there's a world of difference between comedy and media.
What's
You don't laugh unless there's truth to it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, first they don't put out material where you'd laugh anyway. Well, the material that they have is just fear and something that'll make you angry. It's the negative emotions that they like to
But
push.
that's today's comedy. If you go back through the decades, just look how the world has changed in the past 50 years. Our country, just America, in 50 years. In my lifetime. It's incredible. It's incredible how it's just fallen apart. Free speech. I think, did something happen in New York today with gun confiscation rights?
I haven't been looking at it. Really? There's something that happened in New York?
Yeah.
What?
Cuomo signed a bill, and we're all staring at this fucking giant charade of Trump and Korea and the
holy crap!
Bullshit. And
okay, so I'm reading it now. I didn't really see it before, so let's go and switch over to that.
Yeah, I'm
it says,
not 100% sure.
Democrat.
But, what a grand illusion of treason.
Yeah. So it says
we're gonna go to Korea.
Oh no! Let's go back to the other thing. So here it says, Democrat Andrew Cuomo signs gun confiscation into law in New York. How does that? I'm surprised I haven't really seen anything from Gun Owners of America or even NRA. Usually they be responding to it.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. I'm pretty surprised. I'm always surprised, right? You told me the other night everything's full of shit online. You can't trust the internet. You can't trust people you meet or talk to. It's horrible. I did the sneak by today while we were fucking dangled with this bullshit show of Cohen and Trump. And this also is another thing I have an issue with. There was a time you did not talk shit about the president when he was outside the country.
Oh,
that didn't happen. That didn't happen. It happened under the Obama administration. As soon as Obama left the country talked shit about him. It just.
Oh. It's just the big show. It's a weird faction. Like I'm still not. I still don't get it. Like.
So did New York just commit treason?
Oh yeah, I would think
so. Did Andrew Cuomo just commit treason?
Yeah, he violated the Constitution of the United States.
All right. Well, I think there you go. I don't care about fucking Cohen. He's fucking going to jail. Goodbye. Go sit in Anthony Weiner's cell and fucking jerk off to the same picture he does.
Well, Weiner's out.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that fucking terrible? This is a fucking charade. It's a joke. When are people gonna fucking facepalm themselves and just be like, oh my God? Well, they just passed gun confiscation laws in New York. But no one's paying attention to that. I don't know.
I didn't see that. Thanks for letting me know. I don't keep my ears to the floor on the media. But
well, I'm doing my best. I'm not as good as Shirley. Shirley's the best. We need her.
Yeah.
And get her in here because she is always savvy and she's got her ears to the streets, and I get my information from her.
Yeah.
But this one, I finally I found something that I was like, oh my God, people are missing this.
Background checks. It's
This
funny.
is treason at the highest count. But I mean, you're a Navy boy. You swore an oath to the Constitution, isn't it? Isn't this like?
Yep.
Like, how is New York not like lynching this guy?
People just they've submitted their freedom for safety. Remember that quote?
Yeah, with Ben, was it Ben Franklin or?
Let's see who did that quote. Oh, it's Ben Franklin, I think. Let's see.
You give up liberty for freedom. If you give up liberty for security, you will lose them both and deserve neither.
He who gives up freedom for safety deserves neither.
Yeah, there's a shitload of translations of how he said it.
Yeah.
But you know, the bottom line is, you know, was he telling the truth? You know, we just saw treason against the country in New York. We've seen treason all the time, and no one cares. You know what we did? There were 2 Jews that sold, you know, shit to Russia. Well, they got executed for treason. They were killed.
Yeah.
Name the only people in American history that were killed for treason.
I don't know. I don't remember any of that.
Well, that was Ethel and Howie Meyenberg. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what their names were. It was you know, Ethel, Stewie, get off the ladder. No, 2 Jews were killed in America. This is a fact, dude. The only people killed in America for treason were Jews. Their last name was Rosenberg.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting will be seeing it, because here's my thing with the gun legislation is that, you know, Democrats push it, but they never have a Democrat really enforce it. Like, they don't sign it into it, and like the entire 8 years of Obama's reign, you know, he didn't pass any gun legislation. He could have, he didn't. Donald Trump, in his era, there has been gun legislation. I have a feeling he's going to pass it.
But we all see this being done incrementally. This has always been going along. Isn't there footage of Donald Trump saying, take the guns first and due process second? And he's sitting right next to Dianne Feinstein. Isn't there footage of this happening?
I don't know.
Maybe my words are a little off. I'm telling you, Donald Trump is sitting in the office saying, yeah, I don't know if you can
let's
find
see.
it.
Here, I see it. Washington Post, February
Take the guns
28th,
first,
2018.
due process second.
Yeah, let me see the clip.
Go ahead, Mike.
Well, in the category, you've spoken about it, Mr. President, gun violence restraining orders. They're called. California actually has a version of this, and I think in your meeting with governors earlier this week, individually and as a group, we spoke about states taking steps, but the focus is to literally give families and give local law enforcement additional tools if an individual is reported to be a potential danger to themselves or others. Allow due process so that no one's rights are trampled, but the ability to go to court, obtain an order, and then collect not only the firearms, but any weapons in the possession
Or
of that
Mike,
individual.
take the firearms first and then go to court, because that's another system, because a lot of times by the time you go to court, it takes so long to go to court to get the due process procedures. I like taking the guns early, like in this crazy man's case that just took place in Florida. He had a lot of firearms. They saw everything. To go to court would have taken a long time. So you could do exactly what you're saying, but take the guns first, go through due process second.
Ouch. 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 Ouch, ouch. Wow. Wow. People who are Donald Trump supporters, wow, how do you defend that position? They don't defend that position. They just say, "Oh, it's 4D chess." The cognitive dissonance is strong in this country.
Well, there it is. You just saw it for yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every president has done that, you know. So my question is always the same. And I asked this to Forsaken the other night. These people have lied to you for decades. Why the fuck would you trust them about anything ever?
Yeah.
Why would you trust them about anything? When they're lying right to your face and you can fucking show it on film and they still won't believe it. Well, yeah, I saw him say it, but, you know, he didn't mean it that way.
Yeah, I mean, even like they'll defend the pedophiles. Oh, you know, it was just a you know, accident, or it's just, you know, really whatever. They make whatever excuses. But then, you know, when you actually look into the people who comment on these things, you don't see a name, you don't see a face, you don't see any videos. So,
and that's a whole other animal, and it's a disgrace to America, because America pays for everything.
Mm-hmm.
You wonder why you're paying so much for everything? It's because you're paying for the entire global elite to run amok all over the planet with no consequences, and you are working for it. That's what you do. You go to work. You American people, that's what you do. You get up in the morning, you go to work, and you fund all these criminals. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And it pisses me the fuck off. Ooh. I'm sorry, Evan. That was...
that's fine. People can curse all they want here.
All right. I don't want to get your channel in trouble, you know, from using foul language or something.
I'm pretty sure it gets in trouble every once in a while, but that's okay. They like having me on, obviously, because otherwise they would have destroyed my account or accounts by now, but they don't.
Well, there are so many channels that that their accounts haven't been destroyed.
Yeah, I mean they do block a couple of my my videos.
So you've experienced the YouTube discrimination.
Oh yeah, I don't make a big deal about it, because if people really want to see the videos, they'll just go to the different other videos that I do. Let's see. Not just uploads, but live. Did they get rid of it? There's been ones where I wish I could find ones where they blocked worldwide. Oh yeah, here, see, copyright claim, all countries affected. The topic, incidentally, that they blocked was all breadcrumbs lead to the North Pole and Sophia, Mother Wisdom. It's funny. That's weird. It's like, I guess they don't want anyone watching anything about going to the North Pole.
They don't want anyone questioning anything.
Nope.
Anything. They want you to just be like, hi, the red carpet. Did you see the Academy Awards last night?
Oh, I didn't even know that there was one. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Neither did I. I'm just...
Wait, last night, they have it on Tuesday nights? Wouldn't they have it on, like, the weekend?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just telling you that they're complete lunatics. And the population is just following along, you know, just Did you see that? It happened to all of us. We all, just. Did you break it out? Did you wake yourself up, or did you just,
I think it takes a certain mindset. I think it takes a certain. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a mindset or just a personality or if it's just something internal. I don't know. I think a lot like people who've really rejected control systems early on, they realize that, hey, just because like what makes you have authority over me and my decisions, right? It's like hey, this is the way it is. Like someone within authority telling you as a teenager or something is like, I have authority over you. You better do as I say. And it's like, what authority do you have over me? Tell me the authority that you have over me. And they'll say society or government or whatever. It's like, I didn't give you that authority over me.
Well, that's the classic freedom for security.
Yeah.
And that's what America does. We, disarm yourself, and we'll protect you.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you disarm yourself, we'll fuck you up.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. They've done that before and over again. It's funny. We have all these sayings, and these sayings have existed all this time, but we keep falling for it. I mean, Grant Jarvis said so. History repeats. History repeats itself. It does, because we don't learn the lesson of history, even the history that they tell us or that are lies. We still fall for it. I wouldn't say
I know it's a total conundrum, that whole history and repeating history, because it's all. Yeah, I know. I'm in that like spiral, like too. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck?
But it's hard. It's almost like an addiction. Like I said, they give you something that you want. They want to make you comfortable, but they're gonna give you some bad stuff with it. I mean, like you said, you've got alcoholism issues or smoking issues. That stuff feels good, doesn't it? Makes you comfortable and makes you things okay, but that stuff's bad for you.
Well, so is GMOs and drinking water out of the faucet, and probably driving without a seatbelt. We all choose what's bad for us. Alcoholism is bad. I know. That's kind of a cheap shot at me.
No,
but
it's not. I'm just trying to illustrate a point, because there's pleasure in it. That's why they're called vices. It gives us pleasure, but we know it's bad for us, yet we still continue to do it.
Alcohol used to be a pleasure, and that might be like something like you might not get when you get older. Alcohol is not a pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Not a pleasure.
Yeah.
It was fun when you're in your 20s and your 30s and you're out partying and getting laid. And, I'm an old man now. Alcohol is not a pleasure. It's like a slap in the face of reality. Like, oh my God, I am fucking drinking this crap that is full of glyphosate, which has now been proven to be in the beer, as well as fluoride and every other chemical, because water's in it, and Lord knows what fucking water they use to make the beer.
Yeah.
I used to say they poisoned the poison, because we know alcohol is poison.
Mm-hmm.
But now they even poison the poison. They have to.
But here's the thing, Lane. You just said it yourself. The alcohol itself wasn't good, but we use it socially, and so we get a positive reinforcement for it, right? When you go out drinking and you're having fun, you're usually out with friends. You get laid. You have a good time. So people associate having all that stuff while they're intoxicated. So they associate when they drink with the good memories that they have. But then when
they flash you on the screen the Swedish bikini team during the Super Bowl, and like, yeah, drinking beer is what men do. We drink beer, and raw. Look at those tits, raw.
Yeah.
Look at, I mean, you know, come on. If Janet Jackson can pull out her tit on a Sunday afternoon, I mean, on national television today, Cohen said shit house or shithole or something on national television, CBS News at 12 o'clock. It wasn't edited, wasn't cut, just straight up shithole. You know, there was a time when I grew up where that shit wouldn't be allowed. That would never fucking have gone across the television.
Yeah, but I always argued for it. I think it's fine. I mean, people are so, oh, did you hear what he said? He said a curse word. Or, ooh, did you see that? She showed her breast. Look, everyone sucks on a breast when they're a baby. Everyone's seen a tit in their life. Yet, when someone is seeing video footage of indiscriminate killing, especially of civilians, they're like, well, you know, we don't need to see that. It's okay, no outcry. But then when you see someone says a curse word, it's like, oh my goodness, we can't have any of that. Whenever someone gets killed, murdered, whatever, they don't say, oh, we can't have any of that. It's like, oh, well, you know, that's just how the world is. That's all they say. The worst stuff, they just go, oh, that's just how the world is. Very little tiddly stuff, they go, oh my goodness, can you believe what this person said? Or, oh my goodness, she exposed herself. It's not like we haven't seen what all these things, or we haven't heard these things before, or people haven't even said them or shown them themselves. Yet they'll cry out loud. But then when the real stuff happens, where people have never killed anyone, people have never probably even killed any of the animals that they've eaten, that they eat at the restaurants or at the store. Yeah, they go, oh, you know, it's just how it is.
I'm just pointing out, you know, something that, you know, decades ago, you know, it couldn't fly. Now it flies. I'm not saying I personally have an issue with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if anyone says shithead. I was just saying he said it, and I was like, wow, okay, wow. They just flew shithead across CBS News at 2 in the afternoon.
Mm.
You know, but no one else can say shithead at 2 in the afternoon. Only this. No one else can say it. Only Janet Jackson can flash her tit on a Sunday. You can't. You know, if she can flash a tit, we all should flash a tit.
Yeah, I always thought that was just dumb. Yeah,
You know, just like, what the fuck? Well, you know, this is all stupid.
They just like getting reactions out of people. They don't like real stuff, because people have to focus on the real stuff. They don't have to focus on reality. They have to realize that, hey, there are things we're doing that aren't good. They don't like to admit that. People don't want to admit that the stuff they're doing ain't good.
Yeah, I know, but what pisses me off is that the American taxpayers are paying for probably thousands of people to deceive them. And they're being paid by their own work to be deceived.
Yeah. But I can't stop it. Safety in numbers, that's for sure. I can't even probably convince my wife, is like, hey, let's not pay taxes. She'd be like, what? Are you kidding me? People are gonna be like that. Even people closest to us. They go, what are we paying our taxes for? Are we represented with our taxes? Do we have taxation with representation? Do we have any of that stuff? What do we get? And then it's like, sorry, I'm on a tangent. And then it's like, what are we getting out of the federal government? Like, just the people. Why are we paying our taxes? What do we get from it? What services are you using from the government, federal government? What is it that you get that you've used in just the last year? What service did you get? For me, I didn't get jack shit. None of my taxes were represented at any rate. It's like, why am I paying for it? They don't even focus on infrastructure these days. They haven't focused on infrastructure within the federal government for decades. I mean, most of the stuff, the infrastructure is now going through the state, and the state doesn't even focus on it either. So even with state taxes, what are we paying for? Why are you taking money away from that I've earned? It's like earned income. It's income tax. It's like,
Oh,
it's
think
just
it's gonna get.
but no
It's
no
incredible how they expanded the money supply and they've like made themselves enormously filthy rich. And I think AOC is just like, you guys are punks. I'm talking about trillions, and you guys, you made a few bit. Like, we're gonna fucking put the whole world in debt like they're not already. What the? What just like what? When is it? It's never enough.
oh yeah.
So you have to ask yourself a question: what the fuck is wrong with these people? And I've met them. I've hung out with them. And they're fucking. They're not like you and me. I'm telling you, they're different people.
Yeah. I think I've met some of them. Let's see. All right, here. I'm gonna show people this. This is what I deal with all day. Is like they don't even, these people, these agents, they like to. This is only on YouTube. I mean, because YouTube allows it. They want this to happen. They are told to keep it allowed. You know, they keep going to this Jason Momoa video. You see it, you go to the original video, you see the same thing. Asher Bay Halverson putting her hand on her heart. She doesn't have any boobs. She's a little kid. It's a good thing. All right, we go see Abershay Halverson. No name, no face. Oh, she does have videos, but videos of just nothing. Doesn't show her face. It's just really nothing. Just like, I don't understand why anyone would even upload videos of this stuff. It's like, doesn't even have like any good titles. Anyways,
Well,
all I do is hide user from channel. Bye bye, agent. They do this. They do this all the time.
Answers to no one. You know, you can complain to Google, and they got their front man and their lawyers up there, but YouTube answers to no one.
Yeah.
YouTube is its own thing, man. And as soon as it got sold, I remember when YouTube got sold.
Yeah.
I was like,
Alphabet.
This is it. I mean, what was that? Like 5 years ago? It was a while ago.
It was a while ago, yeah.
A long time. I was like, it's over. It's over.
Yeah. Wow.
And I got frustrated, and I drank alcohol, and I complained to you.
You know, looking back on Bo Cooper, because of the stuff that mentioned earlier with Marty Leeds, and that was, you know, Bo Cooper is a big part of one of my layers of awakening. Yeah, he's not perfect. His some of his research isn't really lining up with what I found today, but you know, he's come around. I think if he survived that murder attempt of his, and he was around today, I think he would be with the Flat Earth and the you know, other stuff. Like if he would have, I mean, it's just pretty crazy. Probably like, just I can't imagine the stuff that he'd probably be pointing out right now. You know, they've even said, I think it was on NBC or CBS, you know, they used the most dangerous person in the world, just because all the stuff he was pointing out, especially like he pointed out that, you know, that the UFOs were all a hoax, and he was just like one of the biggest people in the UFO, you know.
Well, he was a threat, but I wouldn't attach the Flat Earth movement to him. You know,
no, I think he would have gotten there. I don't think he really ever mentioned it.
That you're taking a luxury because you don't know.
I don't know, but I mean, yeah, it's a guess. But I'm just saying, he figured it out. That, I mean, a big step. UFOs, all lies from the U.S. government, and to be really involved in UFOs and looking at all the accounts, and you know, the government, always trusting the government and their accounts, and then figured out, hey, government will even lie to him. And
why
what else?
Flat Earth now? Why now?
What do you mean?
We've had all this time, the internet's been around, a while. Why now? Why now Flat Earth? Why is that the big push? And who really gives a shit if it's flat or not?
Because it matters. Because they don't want anyone exploring. Like I said earlier, everything's been explored already. They go, hey, I want to go there. It's like, there's nothing there. They tell you there's nothing there.
Of course, you can explore Antarctica, and
yeah, you can.
Well, I can take a cruise ship. Well, we know that.
You can go anywhere you want to go. They just tell you can't. And so, are you gonna listen when they say you can't go?
You want to get shot down?
Do they want to get shot back? I mean,
you know how to fly a fucking S-71 Blackbird across the fucking universe? The flat Earth? I mean, what are you talking about? How the hell are you going to fly
I'm not flying. Look, I think people have gotten there before. People have gotten to the magnetic North Pole, and it wasn't in flying ships. I don't think you can fly there. I think the account given by Admiral Byrd, that was a lie. I don't think he flew. I don't think there are those ships that there's flying ships.
Here we go again. We're listening to liars our entire lives. People who have taken liberty by translating what happened into what happened. And, history is written by the victors and things. I mean, unless you can see it, unless you can go there.
Yeah, but
it's all speculation.
I don't think they guard anyone from going to some place. I think they guard it when people come back out.
There.
Because there's no point in guarding people from going to a place that's dangerous. They expect those people not to survive anyway. But when they make it out, they're gonna find them when they come back out, and they'll just go deal with them then. Because it's just like if you're posting a guard and people had to go through a lion's den, you're like, hey, why even bother? We might get shot back, we might get killed. Let's let them go into the lion's den. They're not gonna make it out alive, and if they make it out alive, then we'll deal with them then. It's just the easiest and the most efficient strategy.
How did they get into the lion's den, though? They took their money first to pay for them to get into the lion's den, and then come back to the people and say, hey, we bullshitted you about the lion's den.
It could be. But you have to.
Well, no, I mean, who paid for the bullshit?
Well, we're all paying for it. We don't know where our money's going. They could lose trillions of dollars. We won't know. They go, oops. Is there like an outrage of the trillions of dollars that the Department of Defense lost? Does anyone really care? So I could tell people, hey, they've even said it themselves. They lost trillions of dollars. It's unaccounted for. People are like, I guess shit happens.
Well, I'm gonna apply a little something to with what George Collins said. If you spend $2 trillion on something, I want to smell that shit right up and close. And Americans, we have a front row seat to the freak show. Mm-hmm. The rest of the world, you guys are the freak show. But we're just watching it fucking unfold right in front of our faces. I mean, George was kind of like saying that shit. I'm trying to, break down George a little. Mm-hmm. We're paying for everything that happens, everything we're complaining about. You're going to work tomorrow, and you're paying for it.
Yeah. Or you're going to work and you're helping build it, and you don't even realize it. Yep. Especially if you're an engineer. Oh, they love engineers. They love getting stuff built by people.
That's truth. That's 100% truth.
Yeah.
And people, we talked about the other night, vices and prices.
Yeah. That's true. We got to coin that.
They go after brains. I mean, no one goes to Harvard because, physics is physics. It doesn't matter if you go to Harvard or a local college. Physics is physics, right?
I could see different colleges with like with art, but yeah, science is science.
The law is the law. I went to Harvard Law School. All right, well, what the fuck's the difference between
Yeah, that's the difference
I
between.
I went to City College. So what?
Is the law different
want-
in City College than it is in Harvard? Well, maybe. Well, the state is different, but again, if law is its own thing, I think.
So it's an elite class, right in front of everybody. True Street Media has covered it. About all the secret societies, and everyone thinks Skull and Bones. That's it. That's all we have. No. There's 100 secret societies in fucking America. At least 100 across the board. Come on.
And the brunt of it all are the Freemasons, which I'm starting to doubt. Like I understand they'll infiltrate secret societies and everything, but the thing is a lot of these societies, secret societies, they've been in existence for a long time, and their survival was based on secrecy, and hidden code and all this other stuff. It's like how did they fail? That's what I'm wondering. Like,
I'm wondering how they got started.
I could see how things can get started. It's like you've got this information, and you've got countries and these people that want to destroy it. They've witnessed destruction of countries and libraries and books and all this other stuff, artifacts throughout history. And so they realize, hey, we need to keep this information going, so in the future it can be revealed to people and they can fight back, and that's how things are. And that way they can keep existing without the powers knowing that they exist, or if they do, just just change it, make it different, form a new one or whatever, and figure out who infiltrated it and things like that. But I think they just got they failed in some way. We don't know. A lot of the secret societies are secret, and there's always an hierarchy. There's never really been a society, secret or open, where it was a non-hierarchical society. There hasn't ever been.
How secret can it be if if we know about it, we're talking about it, and the rituals that they go through?
Well, the thing is, sometimes I think they let out secrets on purpose. Otherwise, we wouldn't know about it. There's plenty of things that they can do in public, but they don't show it to the public. I mean, just like the Bilderberg is a big thing, right? Everyone goes to it. There's news of people going to it. They know it's a big meeting.
Sometimes someone just releases things to the public, and it doesn't come from the elite. It's just like I'm telling the people.
Yeah.
I
Whistleblowers, guess.
Like, what if? Here's a thought. Like, Prince Philip. Did I say this? Am I repeating myself? Prince Philip, right? He's that crazy guy in England who was like, I want to come back as a disease and kill humanity. And everybody just jumped on him like, see, he's an Illuminati crazy psychopath. What if he just didn't like people? Yeah.
Could be. I mean,
like, what if he was just like, you guys are fucking dicks.
Yeah. I mean, what's funny is, like, if you listen to, gosh, what's his name? Why do I keep forgetting his name? Let me look. Why can't I remember his name? I watch his videos all the time.
Rabbi Shmuelstein?
No. The art. Oh gosh, why can't I? Why isn't it? Mark Passio. I didn't even get to find it on this Google search. Mark Passio. I mean, yeah, like he's saying, like the Illuminati probably was like I don't think they have a name, but they like using they like pointing to people as like, hey, this is who the bad guys are. So they talk about Illuminati, and what it means is just illuminated ones. But people who have knowledge, they end up being the illuminated ones. Like maybe like I'm illuminated, so I'm technically Illuminati, and they make it a bad thing. They don't want people being Illuminati. They don't want, because they'll dictate that those people who are searching for answers and truth and looking into all areas, that they're going to be evil. It's like, well, that's one way to prevent people from looking into and learning in things where, you know, they don't care. They just want to accumulate knowledge and use that knowledge for good. Like, knowledge is just knowledge. It's like tools are tools. They don't have a good or evil. It's just the ones who use them. You know, you can use that knowledge for good. You can use that knowledge for evil. Or you could just not use it at all, you know. But they would rather have people not have that knowledge at all. And the easiest way to do that is say, hey, that knowledge is evil. You know, the only ones who use it are witches and devils and Satanists and, you know, pedophiles, killers, magicians, all this other stuff. It's like, no.
And not even any of that, you know, just even asking questions or just presenting some theory is considered, you know, like, whoa, what are you talking about? Like, wait, you know, what if there's a pyramid behind the pyramid? That pyramid structure, everyone's, you know, like, you know, oh, this is how it is. What if there's another pyramid behind that? Because there probably is. You know, these are the people's names that we don't know. You know, everyone knows the names. But there's big names behind who really pull strings.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know their names. You don't.
Yeah. They're definitely not public.
I'll ask you this. I'll ask you and your whole audience. Can you name one person on the European Union?
I don't.
I couldn't. I didn't think so.
Name one person.
I mean, this is how Decepticon it can get.
Yeah.
You don't know, but the European Union is so powerful, but you don't know the name of one single person. Not one.
Mm-hmm.
You don't.
And name one person who name even the bank, or the person who authorizes the bank to authorize an increase of printing of currency for a country or whatever. Nobody knows. You know, it's like we just call them bankers, and we assume that they're Jews. You know, that's as most as we got.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, it had nothing to do with, you know, the Scottish and the Irish, you know, and all that stuff was going on, and everyone's complaining about, you know, this and that. You know, I mean, history is amazing if you really delve into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, this goes back before the Jews.
Yeah.
You can go really back far.
It's everywhere. Yeah. I mean, that's just the notable ones now. I don't know why it's so notable. I think maybe they're just the ones that are in the lead. You know, there's positionings of power. Maybe it's 13 is the number, 13 different colonies. Just like the 13 colonies in the United States, there's been 13 different lands, 13 different nations, 13 different peoples. And the bloodlines extend to them from whatever, because it does seem to have a lot to do with bloodlines. I mean, people get excited when they realize they have, hey, I have a bloodline to this person. I have a bloodline to this king or queen. It's like, yeah, and if we look back, that king or whatever is probably some asshole. Why are you so proud of that bloodline?
On ABC television, a 12-year-old girl had put up a chart and showed how every president is related. And they show that shit in People magazine. They're like, oh, Brad Pitt's related to fucking Barack Obama, or this one's. Yeah. There is certainly a bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is on national TV.
Yeah.
Everything they do is in front of your face. You know, it's just like, you know, we were talking about.
Well, I agree. Yeah, they do like putting things in front of our faces. It's like, I don't get it. Like the weird theory out there is the soft disclosure that they reveal it is that they won't be accountable, right? They'll tell you straight up what's gonna happen and what they're doing, and whether it's some type of like law that they bypass, like natural law or something, so they don't get held accountable by like repercussions of karma or whatnot. Is they tell people straight up what they're doing, and then people, you know, they don't believe it. Well, then it's on them. They told them what they're doing. If you don't believe it, that's on you. If you don't believe that what they say, what they're doing, and they're doing it, and you don't do anything about it, it's like then you pretty much condone it, really. Right?
I like have so many things to say, but they're like terrible. I mean, human beings copy what they see. And, you know, people don't want to accept that. Like, I don't copy what I see. I'm my own fucking man. Bullshit. You copy exactly what you see. We know kids do for a fact.
Yep, kids do.
We know do it. And so do adults.
Yeah.
Adults copy what they see. So they're bombarding you.
They copy what they see that works. Like they see someone doing something and they copy it and see if it works for them. So most of the time it doesn't. Sometimes it does, you know? So yeah, they copy it. They see if it's successful. If it works for that person, they're going to try it too. It's easier than doing your own thing, right?
Yeah, but I mean from a social engineering perspective and just like I mean on a big scale. A big scale. You know, if I can, if I'm a conglomerate like Walmart, but I'm like Disney, and I say we're only putting out Disney movies for the next 6 months, and every other competitor can only show their premieres for a week. I mean. There's so many ways to look at things, and I can tell you that people copy what they see.
Yeah.
I see adults do it all the time.
It's the easiest thing.
All the time.
It's easy to copy what you see because it's done. All right, it's finished. You already got it. I mean, just look at like pickup lines, right? Like going to a bar and figuring out pickup lines. People will copy it rather than coming up with their own. And then I think women can attest to it. They probably heard the most of the pickup lines ever.
Indeed, and I think I'm probably guilty of it too. I probably went into, in my 20s, I probably went up to a girl and fucking quoted a line from a movie and thought I was that character, and like, hey, let's live in this moment without being, or like real. Like, I'm guilty of it too.
Yeah, but everyone's guilty of it. No one's.
It's a brainwashing shit. I'm telling you, this is no good, and it's gotten 10 times worse. Through our lifetime, is every day it fucking doubles in size.
I mean, it is important. That's the easiest way to learn. I mean, it's they're naturally imprinting, just like with birds. They'll imprint on the first face that they see. So then they realize, okay, that's the first thing that I see. It must be my parent. It's a little different with humans, but the humans will imprint on what basically copying what others are doing and learning from it that way. And
yeah, well, elementary school is a big part of it, but they're certainly. I mean, you can get them when they're young.
Yeah. But one thing I have noticed that, even though we don't have family members, siblings, whatnot, our parents that align with what we found and how we think, there are kids. Like if you have a son or a daughter and you're woke to the level of seeing the reality of how everything is controlled and by bad people and liars and stuff like that, they'll see things the same way because you showed them. It's not like you're telling them, this person's bad, this person's bad, this person's bad. You show them. It's like, this person's bad because they say one thing, do another thing, and you can prove it to them early, and you can show them, okay, what do you see out there? And they go, I see straight line. I don't see any curve. They go, okay, zoom in further. There should be a curve. They say there's a curve, and it should be 8 inches per mile squared. And you go, so if it's 100 miles, you should be able to see 8 inches per mile squared. 800 times 800 squared, like 1 point whatever. That math is a lot. And, you should be able to see. You won't be able to see like a lot. Over 100 miles, you won't be able to see like, I don't know, 6,400 feet or something. I probably got that wrong, but I mean that's a lot of stuff you can't see. But now we've got technology, especially with mirrorless and digital cameras, that you can see further and further away, and then especially within your eyes, and you shouldn't be able to see it if there's a curve. And so they're starting to make, and they see it, and I think that's why they like having, even though that's why YouTube doesn't take down the Flat Earth channels. Everyone's still going because they want to see what they come up with so they can retrofit an explanation for it. So every part, you don't see a curve, that's because of refraction and stuff like that.
Do you follow the Flat Earth channel?
Yeah, I do now. I mean, everything.
Do you see anything recently about Globebusters and another channel getting ostracized or something?
You mean the documentary Behind the Curve?
No, this came out like 3 days ago.
I don't know. I mean, there's gonna be rifts, but a lot of them try not to get involved in that, and we'll see. I mean, some of the few people that I met in the Flat Earth community, like, I go, hey, may I interview you? And they'll respond, or they'll eventually talk with me, and I'm like, you don't see that anywhere else. It was like when I went into the anarchist circle, Mark Passio, Max Egan and a couple others, and I'd email them, and Jordan Maxwell, like I'd email them, request like an interview and stuff like that, and it's like no response. They don't respond to any of that stuff, or maybe they just see my channels like, this person's barely got 1,000 subs, and like, why do I need, like, why the hell would I want to do an interview with this guy? And so, but you don't get any of that ego within the Flat Earth community. They want to listen to other people's stories, what they're looking into, what they want to do, what they're doing, and all this other stuff. So but that's one thing I will say about credible. That.
Intent doesn't mean it's credible. We're all sitting here waiting for you guys to pull out a fucking rocket out of your ass and show us what the fuck's the truth.
Well, we're showing you what they're telling us isn't the truth. I mean, that's pretty simple. If what they're telling us isn't the truth, and we've shown everyone that they're lying. So if it's not a globe, what is it? Is it flat? Or if they didn't go to the moon, what is it? Did they fake it in a studio with their own? If they didn't, etc., whatever that they said they did, and we find out that they didn't, so what is it? So it's still not
All right,
evidence of what we suppose it is.
I'm gonna
It's just
give you a
evidence that
really
they're
simple.
lying, that they fake things, and yet why? So
You know they're lying.
yeah, we do. And so it's just figuring out, okay, they lied. Why did they lie? What do they get out of it? I mean, why would they lie for flat Earth? Why would they lie if there's flat Earth is flat? And we've already come up with reasons for it. I mean,
Because there's more money in lies than truth.
Yeah, well, the entire scientism aspect of existing, when we go down to it, you know, we matter little. We're stardust. We're made of stars. You go up in the outer space, there's just more space. It's infinite. We live on this one small planet in this one small solar system in this galaxy, when there's hundreds and thousands of other galaxies, more galaxies than there are pieces of sand on the entire Earth. And yet we're the only ones that are alive on it. And so, you know, it just makes us infinitely small, and that we're pretty much nothing. Yet and there's nothing at the North Pole or the Antarctic where we're not allowed to go. And so, is that true? I think, well, if they're lying about that, and we figured out that they're lying, then maybe the opposite is true. That we, we're not small, we're huge. We have huge potential. That we're not nothing. That we are special. There's really nothing else out there, and we're everything that there is that we can see, and that they don't want us to see things, or they tell us that there's nothing. I mean, they tell us there's something everywhere in the galaxy, in the universe. Yet they tell us, oh, magnetic North Pole, the stuff where the compasses always point north for some reason. There's nothing there. There's just big ocean of water. There's some like ice glaciers. And it moves all the time, so you can't pinpoint it. But you know, it moves, and there's nothing where it moves to. And it's the Earth's gravitation, the Earth's magnetic sphere, the Earth's magnetic poles are weak. You know, it's so weak that we've created something that's 2 million times stronger. Yet whenever they turn it on, the compasses don't start pointing to Florida. I mean, so
well, they should, because I'm here.
Yeah, this should. It's like, hey, can you guys turn on that big magnetic machine that you say is 2 million times stronger than North Pole? Let me get out my compass. And they go, hey, it's on. It's like, oh, my compass isn't pointing to it, so explain that.
We're all magnetic. We're all the whole. You know, there's, you know, you gotta. I'm not gonna break down magnetism to your audience, because you guys are fucking 1,000 times smarter than me. So, but you know,
don't sell yourself short.
Well,
if you're focused on it and you put your attention to it, you can accomplish anything.
I agree. All right, you win.
No, seriously, a lot of people, even the brainwashed, the hypnotized, whatever you call it, they like to demean others. They like to put people down onto a little pedestal. They like to say,
well, I just demean myself, dude. I'm not fucking with anyone.
Yeah, but you shouldn't do that.
Sometimes I'll fucking demean others, you know, when they deserve it, when they're, you know, I mean, if I'm a fucking 101 high school graduate, I'm like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, don't set your standards lower than what other people set it at, because they already set it at pretty low. They set it below themselves. The only way most people can rise up is by putting others down, and it's sad.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I try to, you know, be funny and do comedy a little bit, and it just never works. You know, it's like I'm self-defeating or something. But I'm going to work on it. I'll change. I'll try to be much more positive, much more funny. I know when I'm sober, I'm a lot more funny than I am when I'm drunk.
Yeah, well, if you know that, then don't do your comedy while you're drunk.
Yeah, good point.
Like you know all the stuff you need to know, but
well,
it's actually applying
with, you know,
it. Right?
Look at the subject. Look at the subject matter we're dealing with, and we've been dealing with. This is not fucking easy shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes your brain, you get like, oh my god, this is starting to fuck with my psyche.
Yeah.
This is crazy shit, crazy town. Yeah. We're not talking about You know.
Like if it was easy, we wouldn't be in this situation. It's hard. But like if we want to change things, we gotta change ourselves. And if we see things that other people aren't doing that should be done, we gotta start doing it, not waiting for others to do it first. And that's how you get.
Psychology, pills, brainwashing, movies since you were born. You know, just vaccines, pharmaceuticals, everything you're bombarded with nonstop. There's no getting away. The water, your fucking food. You think you're having organic, but you're not. You're still having shit. It just everything is just blah. You know, sometimes it gets heavy. And, you know, you're just like, oh, I just want. I'm going to the fucking Barbados. Someone give me a pina colada. I'm getting laid.
And I think most people, that's how they end up. They're like, you know, this is too much for me. I can't change anything. I'm just gonna go live in paradise till I die. I mean, look, that's mentality of even
and I
me. I'd love to.
We've been listening to this and talking about this for well over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well over 10 years, and nothing has changed. It's the same story. We're all just complaining about the same things and raising new people into this to complain about the same things.
Well, that's fine. I think that's good. We need to, because
but
it's basically you know,
why would we bring them into something to complain about that we could fix? We don't. This you know, this is where the revolution part comes in.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Well, we just, you know, tell people
Otherwise,
that they can accomplish what they want to accomplish. That they're free. You know, go buy weapons. You can buy weapons. Just wait, see if they want to take away your guns. It's like you, and then you pretty much ask them, all right, you bought this gun. How long have you had it? Have you ever killed anyone? Did you use it for nefarious purposes? No. Yet they want to take it away. Are you gonna let them? They're probably gonna go no. It's like, look, I had this gun in my generation, in my family, for 3 generations. We haven't murdered nobody. Blah blah blah. Or hey, I just bought this gun. I bought this gun like 12 years ago. I haven't really even used it except for target practice. And then you want to take it away? What? You're calling me dangerous for owning a gun that I haven't used in 12 years? People are going to say no. And that's how revolution starts. They're going to take away things, because the thing is, they realize they can't have people owning certain things, because when they own certain things, it's harder to control, right? Especially when they're against whatever it is that you're trying to push. So they take away more and more. Take away your money, take away your land, take away your rights, to take away your weapons. That's the last thing, you know. They take away your speech. I mean, that's probably the next closest thing to the last thing. They can't really take away your speech if you've got yourself a gun, saying, "Hey, if you're going to take away my speech."
Out of everything you just said, what hasn't already been taken away from you?
It hasn't taken away
Don't
fully.
Underestimate the power of the dark side.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna most likely say, hey, give you like I said, vice or a price. They're gonna say, hey, trade in your guns. You can get like 5 times the price that you paid for it. So someone who's probably spent like $100,000 on guns, imagine getting $500,000 by returning it. People are gonna be like, hey, yeah, that's not a bad thing, or whatever it is. They want people to get rid of it. It's like, here's the price. Do you want to take it? And they go, oh yeah, okay, I'll take it. I mean, just some people sell themselves short. They'll sell out for like 10, 20 grand. It's like, really? You could probably make like $1 million or 2 million or 3 million. But people are like,
yeah, and I have to agree with you right there, because you know the people that I know, most of them sell out. Then get blackmailed or get caught in some scandal. Most of them just fucking straight up just like, I'll take the money. Yeah, okay. You got me.
Yeah. I mean, just look at like the fracking, right? Where they want people to leave their homes so they can frack on the land. And some people just say, no, I don't care any amount of money that you you pay me. I'm not leaving this home, and I don't want you to start fracking on this land, on my state. You know, and people. But the thing is, a lot of people they just go, okay, I'll take the money. I'll sign this disclosure agreement. I won't talk about it. We're buying a house over in another part of the country, and we'll live good for a decade or two until we need more money.
Oh, that's just their house. They still have like $2 million in some Swiss bank account. They're sitting
Maybe, yeah.
pretty.
I mean,
they sell their souls to. That's what people are. We're commodities. We're money, and you are in the club or you're not, and you're cattle or you're not. They'll kill you. They treat men like shit in this world, in this country. Women get away with everything. Oh, that's my Tommy Sotomayor brainwashing. But it's true. Men get treated like shit.
Men, women, both, really.
Well, women got it pretty fucking good.
If women want to toe the line,
say anything. They can say anything and fucking get away with it.
Yeah.
You can't question a woman anymore. You can't.
Yeah, I guess you have a point there. There
was a time where you'd be like, shut the fuck up. Smack her in the face. And
Well, that wasn't right then. It ain't right now. That has nothing to do with it, though.
Now. You know what happens now? A woman comes out of the fucking... You know what? That guy pissed me off 40 years ago. I'm going to fucking destroy his life and career.
Yeah.
And the man is innocent. But it doesn't matter. Because the damage is done as soon as the woman opens her mouth and says that. If a man says that about a woman, everyone will laugh at him. So, there is a little shit between men and women as well. I like Tommy for saying that.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, we do have double standards.
There's double standard. Well, but men get totally fucked in every fucking aspect of it. Every way. God, name a case where fucking men get over on women. Get the fuck out of here.
Positions? Job positions?
Sports? And how did that happen? Was this an orchestration by the Rockefellers when they funded the women's lib movement and they were like, why are we just taxing the men when we could tax these fucking women too?
Yeah, had them join the workforce. It all started with the war. Yeah, they go, hey, why are we only just subjugating half the population?
Yeah. And we, the government, will raise the children. We'll tell them what to do. This is like a medieval fucking movie. It's the truth.
Yeah.
And the Rockefellers weren't Jewish, by the way.
Rockefellers. I don't think they were.
No, they're not. They were Protestant. You don't hear shit about Protestants.
Yeah. We like to blame, and that's probably their thing. They're everywhere. They're not all in one little nice little box to organize these evil beings in. They're everywhere. We like to say, oh, it's just the Jews. Oh, it's just they're the Nazis. They survived. Or it's the Illuminati. Or it's the Freemasons. We like to put them in little boxes that we go, okay, that's our enemy. Let's go after them. They're everywhere. There's different bloodlines. There's different secret societies. There's different places of control.
No one's going after anybody. You know what people do? They go down and they burn Dunkin' Donuts in the street.
Yeah.
Well, we taught you, you Illuminati.
Yeah.
No one ever goes to the governor's house, to the Illuminati's house, where they have their to the Freemason Lodge.
The
No one ever
no one
fucking
goes to
there.
the banks. Like
No one ever goes to the yeah.
They'll go ahead and like
People
tear open like a retail store or like the 7-Eleven, but they won't go to the bank to like pull down the ATMs or whatever, set fire to the bank and get the money. They'll go break open the glass and steal like TVs and radios. Like they loot the wrong people. They loot the business owners.
It's not about looting.
Yeah, I know it's not about looting, but when they resort to looting, they loot the wrong thing. They loot the wrong people. They loot the. You're
using the wrong word. I'm not talking about looting.
I know you're not talking about looting. I'm just saying when they do loot, or they do set fires, like they like to whatever buildings and stuff like that. They pick the wrong buildings. I don't know if that's on purpose or if that's just like. Controlled.
No, because they're chicken shit cowards. They always go after the wrong people. That's the divide and conquer right there.
Yeah.
When you get pissed off, who are you gonna go after? I'm gonna go after my neighbor. That is a successful disinformation divide and conquer campaign. You going after your neighbor instead of fucking looking at the people who are fucking pushing the divide and conquer on you.
Yeah.
No one goes after the top ever.
Yep. They know that if they mess with the top, they get their ass whooped. So that's probably why they pick on the weaker areas.
Conform or be cast out.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't Rush sing that shit?
But eventually there's going to be a time where there's going to be more cast outs than there are conformers. And then they got a problem on their hands. So that's what we need. We just need less people conforming, more people being ousted, and we're starting to see that. We're starting to see little bubbles everywhere. All it needs to do is somehow combine all these little bubbles together, make one bigger bubble, and there we go. We'll burst the big bubble, and then they're like, "Well, we can't fight all these fronts at once. We have only these systems of control. None of them are working. What do we do now?" Well, the last resort that they have is the military. But hey,
I mean, all the agendas that were, being sold are just like, more for them, less for us. It's like, and people are buying into it. Just like, hey, I mean, I know it's bullshit when their solution is, oh, you need to pay more taxes.
Yeah.
Right there on its face, I'm like, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
You're full of shit.
Taxes won't ever come back to the people. We pay more taxes. We just empower the government more to do more stuff because they realize, hey, look, they want to pay more taxes. We can do more of what we want.
Americans don't want to think they're weak.
Yeah.
But Americans are weak, man. Americans are weak, and they don't want to face it. I'm sorry. I'm bringing truth, right? Isn't that what this channel is about? I'm telling you, Americans are weak. They're drugged. They're sedated. They are sedated. Our fucking grandparents would never tolerate what the fuck we're going through, ever. I mean, we are just brainwashed and be like, nah, it's all good, man. I'm telling you, you are sedated.
Mm-hmm. And the military is just still the same. I mean, it's worse in the military, too. It's like people just really buy into the government control. They don't even think about, hey, I don't think this is right. This isn't what our country was built on. And then they look at the people who are like in control of the military. It's like, what? We have this guy in control of the military? What? Why are people so excited to have? What's that guy? The guy who calls like military people stupid dogs or whatnot.
Patton, MacArthur.
Well, I guess a lot of them said that. He won the Nobel Peace Prize.
I don't know how far back are we going. I'm an old dude.
Gosh, I wish I could remember.
Schwarzkopf.
No, I just showed him earlier. He's just like an
Was he in Star Wars?
No. Here you go. Here we go. Oh, Henry Kissinger. I showed this earlier. This.
Oh, I thought you were.
Yeah, like it's like, look, our presidents like talking to this guy. They like this guy. All the military people are like, oh, we like this guy too. And he goes, all he says is, military men are just dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns in foreign policy. And they'd be like, oh, I love this guy. Yeah. Yes, we are dumb, but proud. Like, really?
And he's wanted for war crimes.
Hey,
he's wanted for war crimes.
Crime? He's
and
a Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Fucking are like, yeah, that's cool.
He's a Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Yeah, we're paying for it. When I go to work, I wake up every morning to pay for this shit. I'm fed every day for the fucking my entire life. It's all cool. This is what I do. I pay for these assholes to lie to me. And
he was born in Germany. He's probably like a Nazi. And he got a Nobel Peace Prize. He was a Secretary of State in State Department.
Man, these motherfuckers got a game going on. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, he's a German Jewish background. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm one of those fake Ashkenazi Jews you've heard about.
That's why I call you Agent Nash.
Yeah, I know.
Just kidding.
When I was a kid, we used to, celebrate Passover. Have you ever heard of that holiday?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there's this thing. So you'd have to read from the Haggadah. And in the Haggadah, there's this passage that's like, so the Jews had to move their cattle, and the Jews had to move their sheep, and the Jews had to move their asses. And I used to fucking crack the fuck up at the table because I was like, the Jews move their asses. and my sister's kicking me under the table like, stop, this isn't funny. And I'm like laughing beyond laughing, tears coming down my face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staring across the table. My grandparents and all these people probably have been to Germany. I'm just like, the Jews move their asses. I couldn't stop. Yeah, that's one of my Jewish stories. I was like 9 years old. What the fuck did you expect? I was like 8 years old. I don't know.
It's weird. The divide and conquer. They like to pick organizations, buckets, races, gender, whatever it is, so we can start fighting each other instead of them. I mean, no matter how much some people talk about it's the Jews, and it's like, it's not all Jews. It's like I have friends that are Jews, good people. I trust them enough to babysit my daughter, right? It's like, it's not about Jewishness. It's an agenda. You can find, those people with those agendas.
No, because it's like American Jews are like equated to Israeli government crazy people. We know Israel is fucking a lunatic. I fucking have always detached myself from Israel, since I think I was like 19. I was like, Israel's a fucking bunch of dicks. I mean, and I'm gonna be turning 50, so like 30 years, I was like, fuck Israel. And this is coming from a Jew, people. I have no problem saying it.
Yeah.
I have no problem saying it.
Yeah, it's just kind of, it's like a guilt by association. It doesn't make any sense. It'd be like North Koreans are evil, It's like, hey, you're Korean, you're evil. It's like, what? No, no way.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, Evan. I was thinking about it the other night. I was like, how do I explain this? You know, I'm just a human being. I'm in the world. You know, everyone's labeling me as, well, you're this, you're that. You know, I'm just like, guys, chill. And God forbid you say, you know, I'm just a man. No, you're a fucking Korean.
Yeah. I remember this. I remember as a kid, I must have been like 16. There's this military guy. He's like, you should go back to your own country. I fought in the Korean War. And it's like, I'm like, all right. Like, weren't you like defending Koreans if you're in the Korean War? I mean, you're attacking Koreans and Chinese, but defending Koreans. So it's like, it's just weird. It's like maybe just, yeah, whatever.
It's pretty deep, Evan. It's a deep one, and do we really want to fucking pick this worm all apart? Maybe we should. It's a really serious topic. Is it just the psychology of human beings on this issue alone?
Mm-hmm.
Just the brain set. How the fuck? Everything could be so much better, and we all know it, but we choose not to. I think it's a choice. Or are we led to that choice? I mean, there's so much. I mean, this is how the elite fucking pull their charade on the people. With the, you know, it's just. Do you I mean, yeah, there's killer instinct in people, but if you have your needs and your mets and everything is fine, why would you have a problem with your neighbor?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, one thing I do like about here is they do, like, even though I'm probably like one of the very minority in this town of Columbus of being an Asian, they just leave me alone. They don't say anything. They don't like. They may give me a look, but it's not like a bad look. They'll still wave to me or smile and stuff, you know, if I pass them, because it's kind of a small town mentality. Trivial greetings, but it's not like I feel out, like, what is it? Like I feel out of place. I mean, I myself feel out of place, I guess, but the people here don't make me feel out of place. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with that. I like being left alone. And so that's what I like. I mean, I like being left alone, not being treated differently like, I'm pretty sure people here know that I do YouTube videos, and they do their own videos, like family oriented and stuff, and they're probably hearing me and going, man, this guy's kind of crazy. He thinks flat earth and he likes his freedom, and it's like but they don't talk about it. They just enjoy it. Same thing with like people who watch my fishing videos, and I should probably put some fishing videos out that I have. But yeah, they just like, people know me for my fishing videos, and then I don't think they even pay attention or watch, or they don't say anything about my other videos, like these videos. Maybe I think a lot of people, I think they're looking into it, but they just don't want other people to know that they're looking into it and have these thoughts, because they realize it's very frowned upon by society.
Yeah, well, you're being personal about yourself. I mean, people love your stuff. You know, sometimes, you know, a 25-minute video about fishing, you know, is a lot for people to watch. They'd probably like a more, condensed version of it. 4 minutes instead of 25 when it comes to fishing.
Yeah. Yeah, most of my fishing videos are pretty short. Just catching it, and then either I kill it, or I put it back. And then like if I'm sport fishing, like bass or whatever, stuff that I won't eat or my family, excuse me, or that they're just high in like organic mercury, then it's like I'll toss it back. So, but yeah, fishing. That's can't wait. I did ice. It's just so easy to ice fish. I kind of wish we had bigger lakes and ponds nearby. But maybe it's just I just gotten so good at fishing. I usually catch my limit, and it's like I go home and spend my time prepping it. It's like I should just spend more time on filming it from different angles. But I mean, all I really catch here are trout. Like in the summertime, you know, largemouth, some catfish, and bluegill. You know, they'll all bite on my line, and so it's like, all right, but it's nothing impressive. You know, they're all kind of small. There are some sizable crappie, which isn't bad, and but yeah, it's not as cool as like in the New England. You know, they have such big lakes and ponds and the ocean. Here it's just pretty limited, but it's really easy. It's like I perfected my skill. Like I kind of know where to look on the maps. I kind of know I love going to like spring fed creeks.
Yeah, but it makes you happy and it feeds your belly, and so you know, I mean, it sounds wonderful. You know, I mean, that's like the human experience. You know, that's what it's about. You know.
Yeah, simple living, simple
living.
Yeah. And
hey, baby. We grew some lemon trees, and I'll be back with the fish. We'll figure out.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm able to, because I think I want to start making my own salt crystals. I just kind of don't know where I would get the water. There's no salt water, so how do we get make salt crystals from different sources? Maybe there is salt content in water. I just have to find a way. But then I'm also worried about, okay, what other stuff am I getting with the salt? You know?
Oh, well, salt's easy. Just stockpile it. You can import that from anywhere. There are you know, salt flats all over the place. You can just send them over to your house. Don't even.
I guess so. I mean, salt is cheap.
No pun intended. Don't sweat about it.
Yeah, but you know, I think it's just we're just really getting interested in just kind of surviving off the land, you know, and it's just we know what we're getting, we know what we're eating from, you know, when we grow it ourselves, and
what's your water source like?
We get it from whatever it is, but I have a 5-stage reverse osmosis system. So, and then the water is pretty hard, so I also have a water softener. So it goes through a water softener, and then we have for drinking water, we just go through a 5-stage reverse osmosis filter. Seems pretty good, and we just store it in a glass container in the refrigerator, so it gets cold, so it stays cold. That's good. I like it. I mean, I could taste the difference in water. Sometimes I could even smell it. I mean, I just have this good smelling nose. My wife is like, she can't handle it because I smell everything, and she's like,
reverse osmosis was invented for the Navy, right? Right? I mean, isn't that the whole creation of it to suck water out of the ocean water? Reverse osmosis was a Navy thing, right?
I don't know.
Am I wrong?
I haven't really looked into the origin of reverse osmosis, but the thing is, that would just take a lot more energy. I think as the filtering of salt water is just it's too much, like sea salt water. So I don't think they use reverse osmosis for that. It would just it would I don't think it works.
I'm pretty sure.
You
I'm willing to bet.
You can.
Do you want to wear a pink pussy hat for the next fucking 10 years? I
Hey,
want to make another
did you hear
bet.
the nearest the news? You know, Hillary Clinton's meeting up with all the Democratic nominees. Why do you think so? Because she plans on running. She's telling them, hey, you know, I'm coming in late. I'm coming to the party late because the longer I stay as a nominee, the less popular I get. So I'm coming in late. So just so you guys
I'm not
know.
going on camera. I can't do it. I know.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show your face on camera to wear that pink pussy hat.
I'll get a camera, and I'm not asking for a handout because I have the money to go get one right now. I just don't want one. No.
It's like people don't believe it. I mean, you don't believe it, but you're scared. I know you're scared. You know that.
Well, fuck, dude. You know how easy it is to show your face on YouTube.
No, I'm saying you're scared that Hillary Clinton is gonna run and she's gonna win. Because it's out there.
Are you high?
I know you're scared.
I'm terrified, dude.
I mean, the terrifying part is she does win, and that they're gonna make sure that she cheats her way into winning, or something is gonna happen. You know.
Has this ever happened in history, though? Think about it. You know, like Trump and Hillary ran, Trump wins. And then they run again. It's like Rocky versus Apollo.
Yeah.
Rocky comes back and I got you, Trump.
Yeah. Has that ever happened? Like this, like.
Has that ever happened ever?
I don't know. It would break the glass ceiling as far as you see what I did there. I don't know. Let me look that up. Has any president ran against the same nominee?
Well, I can tell you, it only happens in Hollywood, baby. Only in Hollywood. Which, you know, by the way, there's not much difference between Hollywood and our government. So, you know, like I said.
Okay, here we go. Actually, it wouldn't be making history. Here we go. This is from .co by Tom Morris, updated August 1st, 2017. Losing presidential election is always devastating, often embarrassing, and occasionally career-ending. But 8 losing presidential candidates actually came back from defeat one year to win a major party presidential nomination the second time, and half of them won the race for the White House. So this one says Richard Nixon, Adlai Stevenson, Thomas Dewey, William Jennings Bryan, Henry Clay, William Henry Harrison, Andrew Jackson, and Thomas Jefferson. So like Richard Nixon, William Henry Harrison, Andrew Jackson, Thomas Jefferson, they ended up winning after losing to the president that ran again. So, you know, it can happen. It's happened 4 times. 5th time, it'll be Hillary Clinton.
Well, you know what? After I fucking think about it, Hillary is probably the biggest mafia in human history. So you know what?
She's untouchable. I mean, she's untouchable. No one wants to go after her.
The Clintons are fucking the biggest mafia. Bigger than the Colombos and the 5 families combined. Bigger than the Sopranos. And bigger than all your favorite little mafia movies. The Clintons are huge.
Yeah. Because the entire narrative is that Hillary Clinton is not going to run. She's not a candidate. But the thing is, she's still out there campaigning for others, and they see that as like a good thing, And then at the end, it's like there's so many candidates within the Democratic Party. And the thing is, I think she's gonna at the very late part, she's gonna start saying, you know what, ooh, I need to run again, you know, and so her popularity is gonna gain. The thing is, everyone who kind of joins late actually has the advantage, because those who join early, you know, it's hard to keep that momentum up, because there's gonna be some popularity when someone starts running, and there's less headpieces. Like, no one's hitting on Hillary Clinton because she hasn't joined the nominee yet. You know, of all the politicians that have already saying that already said that they're starting to run, hit pieces are coming from left and right. So there's no hit pieces on Hillary Clinton because she's not saying she's running yet. Once she starts saying she's running as late as possible, you know, there's going to be least amount of negative press towards her. While there's been a lot of negative press towards every Democratic nominee, or, you know, up until that time. It's a strategy. It's all you know, they wouldn't have political strategists if
I know that I totally feel what you're saying across the board, but I also got to say to you, man, yeah, what size, you know, head do you have?
I don't know. I'll give you the measurement. It's pretty big head. It's not as big as some, but it's a pretty big head. You're
wearing that hat.
I ain't wearing that hat. You got more person. We're gonna have.
All right. If I lose, I'll wear the hat, man. I'll go out and buy a camera. I'll fucking do it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to join the fight, brother, because when Hillary Clinton wins, we got a lot to worry about.
Oh my God! Please, no.
Yeah. It's.
Oh man, can you imagine?
So
why would you predict such a thing?
Because I know it's gonna happen.
But you don't know any. You don't know.
Oh, I know.
You don't know the.
Strategically, it makes sense. I see it strategically. I see things different ways.
That doesn't mean you know.
Yeah, I know.
You're claiming you know.
It's the best strategy that they have. Huh?
You don't know.
It's indicators. Yeah, I know. There's indicators.
But
you know, sometimes you just know you're going to be attacked because there's indicators that you can see. There's some things you can spot off a mile away. You know it's coming. Same thing. I see this coming. You know, it's.
All right. So what happens when you're wrong about this, and we come back and you're wearing your pink pussy out? Are you going to say, "Oh, well, I didn't know"?
No.
I thought I knew.
I'm pretty positive this is happening.
You don't even listen to yourself.
No, this is like the only positive thing that I've predicted.
The future.
The indicators are all there.
I don't care who is running Wall Street.
Like there are things I don't make predictions for because I don't know. This I know because that's why I predicted it. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't predict it, right? Like if I knew what the lottery numbers were, I would say, hey, this is the lottery numbers, I'd win it. I know, but I don't know, so I'm not gonna make that prediction.
This is why I'm gonna smile more. I was like, I have to drop out of this YouTube community because I'm really fucking sick of it. But you know what? I'm gonna stick around just to see you. That's so adorable, and your pink pussy hat.
Yeah, you'll never see me wear one because
double down bet. You have to do it for 2 days now.
Look, I really only made one prediction that Hillary Clinton was going to run in 2020 and she was going to win. And that's that. And you know what?
No, you said you know.
Yeah, I know.
You said you know.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I know. That's why I made the prediction. Why would I make a prediction where I don't know and I don't think it's gonna happen?
No, you can't.
What's the point of making predictions?
You know, can't say you know something and make a prediction.
What's the point of making a prediction when you don't know and you have a high chance of knowing that you're wrong? It's like, why would you make that prediction at the first place?
But wait,
the likelihood that me getting it right is high. That's why I just say I know. Because of all the indicators that I've always pointed out before that no one listens to. And, you know, I made a prediction that Donald Trump would win in 2016 if Bernie Sanders didn't get the nomination. Guess who won? Trump. You know, I knew that. That was an easy prediction. It's just the indicators were there. It's pretty simple. I knew Hillary Clinton, when she won the nominee, she'd lose to Donald Trump. Not many people said that. Not many people. I'd say a handful of people predicted that and got it right. I predicted that. You can see early videos of me predicting that. So am I
What
gonna be?
day did we make this bet?
Huh?
I want the clock ticking on the wall.
There's a video. All you have to do is look at the video. I made this
it's gonna be
prediction
so-
like in 2017, like early 2017, maybe.
A long time ago, probably a year ago, right?
Yeah, I made it a long time ago. Yeah, the indicators were all there even then.
All right, so I am telling you
So.
that my opinion, because I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, look, my prediction was right in 2016. You know, politics, mostly like wars, is strategy and it's execution.
You didn't have a bet on the line in 2016. Now you do.
Okay, yeah. It's like, why wouldn't I take a bet where I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna win? It's just like when I play video games. I know I'm gonna win.
How could you be pretty sure when it's something you know? You know Hillary's
look,
gonna
when
be
I
the
play
president
against someone in a
once,
video
right?
game, a strategy game, I put like $50 on the line. You know, this is when I was young. I didn't have much money. $50 was a lot of money, and I knew I was gonna win.
You play.
Like, look, no, seriously. It's like, okay, play the best person in a strategy game. He's won tournaments, and you've never won a tournament. I won one local tournament in StarCraft, a different game. And so you think a person who's never won like a world tournament is going to beat a world-class player in a video game and bet $50 on it? And you think that person isn't making a prediction, that I'm not making a prediction that I'm going to win? I know I'm going to win because I know I'm better than that person. I understand his strategy. I understand his game. I understand everything about him. He understands nothing about me. And so I played him and I won. So he said double or nothing. I said, okay. I beat him again. He never wanted to play me after that. He got so pissed off. Everyone was so amazed that they didn't even have words. They didn't even look me in the eye. I go, hey,
yeah,
I told the head developer at Microsoft, because he coordinated everything. He's like, all right, you want to bet $50? Go play, and whoever gets it gets the belt, championship belt. And after I beat him twice, I go, hey, can I get that championship belt? He didn't even look at me. He just kind of walked away. He just shook his head. Like, look, that's confidence. It's predictions. It's pretty easy. I predicted I was going to beat everyone else in that same game against this Japanese player where he never lost to anyone. Never lost to anyone. He beat people so fast, like 20 minutes in the game. No one ever got past 20 minutes. It's like, remember, who's the boxer? Not Joe Frazier. Was it Muhammad Ali? The rope-a-dope against what's his name? Gosh, why can't I remember his name?
Yeah, they just put on a special the other night about Muhammad Ali. I was watching. They did all the big fights. And they always had a great name to them, right?
George Foreman. George Foreman. Yeah, like George Foreman was so big. I mean, just like think about Mike Tyson. You know, these guys were juggernauts. People wouldn't even last 2 rounds with them. You know, but the thing is, when people figured out, hey, let's just go to distance, they beat them. It's like they have their strategy. They know they're gonna beat them. Otherwise, you know, it's like they would just try to beat them in the first rounds. No, they figured it, you know, tear them out, let them throw as many punches early, and they'll lose their stamina, and then you just take them out later, win by technical knockout or whatever. There's strategy involved in almost everything, and it's the same thing when I play poker. I have a strategy. I know I'm going to win, otherwise I wouldn't put money in the line.
Yeah, but I know, but you have no strategy in this game. You're just like, I
do.
I'm just randomly I'm going to draw a full house on the night of election.
Look,
and I'll be sitting there with
I already have all the indicators I needed 2 years ago.
Oh,
Like all the information's there. It's public. I even say it out loud. I mean, it makes sense. If it didn't make sense, I'd be like, you know, it's not even worth making this.
I'm gonna get a camera either way.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a camera
you're gonna
either
need
way.
a camera.
I'm going fucking. I'm gonna
you're
show
gonna
my
need a camera.
face.
You're gonna need a pink pussy hat. You know, you're gonna probably need a gun for the revolution that'll probably end up coming.
Well, I got my body's not doing too well, but I mean I can still pull a trigger. But I can't.
Get in shape.
It's not too much. I'm
For,
getting old, man. I am.
That's fine. You're it's all right. Old age. I think it's mental. Yeah, keep a positive outlook.
Well, pain isn't. Everyone says it is until you're like, oh shit, I'm in pain.
No, I know. I feel it.
Everyone's like, yeah,
too.
come on, you're tough enough. Oh, wait a second. I didn't understand this.
Huh? Anyways. All right. That's enough for tonight. We've been going on for 2 hours, 21 minutes. It's good talking to you, Nash. We'll revisit this, As much as I don't pay attention to politics anymore, I may have like a, like during the what is that? The Democratic convention and the primary. Maybe we'll do like a live stream.
Don't throw that politics at me, shit, dude. I have nothing to do with this crap.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't like it either.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever they're doing to you, they're doing to me too.
Yeah, this is they look. This is why I kind of look into certain things. Going down certain rabbit holes where I don't look down others. I mean, I look at all of them, but I don't really. I spend more attention on ones that I think are more important than others. And I wouldn't do that if I didn't just have reasons for it. Whether it's most of the time I don't like to leave it at a hunch. It's just more of like things connecting. I see keywords. I notice certain things of where they're redirecting most people who look down these rabbit holes, what they say, who's saying it, what their views are, what their subs are, whether you see their face, all this. I put so many.
I know, but also at the same time, you're also handing over the algorithms to the enemy. You're like, this is what I do. This is what I look for. This is what I want to see. And they're just like, okay.
Yeah, and then that makes it a little bit easier, actually. Because if they're adjusting, I know I'm on the right track. I know when I'm being hit by these trolls or agents, whatever it is, when I make a certain video, I know I'm on the right track. It's good that they're doing it because it's more validation on what I find. So they're actually doing more harm than good if they're changing things on because of what I'm doing. And I'm just a nobody, really. At least what they perceive as nobody.
Long before newspapers and the internet. Long before people could even fucking read.
Oh, yeah.
This is not new.
It's not new. It's different.
Nothing is new.
It's not new, but it's different. And they're not quite there on what they need to adjust. Because they're able to adjust things on the fly, but what they don't account for is that when they adjust things on the fly, that's a big tell. But I already gave that away, so we'll see what they come up with. Anyways, that's it for tonight. We'll see how things go in the future. Nice talking to you, Nash.
No problem.